Hey guys, today I have another video on a DIY on a antique wooden swivel chair that's gonna be restored. So I picked this for about, that's what they call it, right? You picked it for about $25. And as you can see, there's a lot of like wear, tear, so we're gonna be filling the chair. I think we're gonna be changing out the wheels underneath here. There's a lot of work to be done, but it's got it's very sturdy still. It holds up very well, just needs some TLC. So this will be a 2-day process, and I'm gonna get Andrew again, who's featured in these videos, because without him I'm clueless. So he's gonna be going over just supplies that you'll need and yeah, the process.
All right, so what we got here is our first step is what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this sandpaper. It's 100 grit, and if you look at the chair, there's no paint or clear coat or nothing, so 100 grit should take everything off and smooth everything down. And after that's done, we're going to use this wood filler to fill in, maybe you can see this, big gouges like that, cracks along the back, and we're going to sand that again with the 100 grit paper. And then after we're done all of that and everything is good with the sanding, everything's smooth, we're going to primer everything. So we're going to prime the chair, everything that's wood. And then basically after the primer's down, we're gonna go over it one more time with the sanding. We're sanding and the filling one more time, any spots that we missed, and then hit it one more coat of primer, and then it's on to the paint.
So right now, Andrew's just taking the chair apart to make the sanding easier. So we're just removing a lot of the hardware, just for painting purposes and whatnot. We can spray paint a lot of the rusted hardware. This thing looks so ancient.
So all the sanding's pretty much done, pretty much there. So now I'm just going to use some wood filler. This is quick dry wood filler. It goes from pink to white. When it's white, it means it's done. There you guys go. Okay, so we just take a little bit, and you see this huge crack right here. You can see that on camera. See that huge crack right there? You just take a little bit.
What's the technique behind this?
All you have to do is just take a little bit and you push it in there as much as you can. Push and then scrape back. Push, scrape back. And then you don't want to scrape back too much, or else
because you'll sand it down again.
You'll sand it down and then you'll still see the crack come through. So you just want to, and by the way, I would use a metal one, not a plastic one like I'm using, but just for this purpose it's fine. And another thing is, don't leave high lumps. Like if you left it like this, that'd take a long time to sand it down, so always keep that in mind when you're doing stuff like this. Is keep it thin and very smooth, so it's
less is more.
Yeah, exactly.
How long will this take to dry before you can start sanding again?
Well, when it turns white, it's good to go. So
okay. So that's the.
It says right
the
there.
Color changing, I guess, right? When it's
same thing like
white,
same thing like drywall mud. When you put drywall mud on the quick dry stuff, same idea. Just this one's for wood. So I'm gonna go over the whole chair and go over stuff, and then when it says dry, probably in the next hour, go do some more sanding.
Perfect. So the top part of the chair, as you can see, Andrew was really generous with the wood filler, because later on, generous but like, you know, not too much, and you can see the white, some of it's starting to dry, and once that turns all white, he'll be sanding it down. So now that the wood filler is dried, Andrew's just sanding it down.
Okay, so we finished all the sanding, did the filling, resanded it. Now it's time to shoot some primer down. So just like with any kind of spray paint, always shake it up. So this is just basic gray primer you can pick up at any store. And we'll do a little test shot right here.
Hardware store, that is.
Hardware store, yeah. Okay, Rupert's. So this is what I mean by the primer does a little filling. So you see little scratches here and stuff, it'll fill it up. But when you see stuff like this, basically we're gonna have to resand that down, and we can see that in the camera. But basically just gotta resand it down and prime it one more time. So primer shows all the imperfections that you missed. So you're gonna, after the primer dries, you're gonna fill it one more time, sand it down, and you should be good.
So now that Andrew's done priming it with the spray, you can really see a lot of the imperfections, which he will have to go through again and resand it all. So really neat. So guys, this is day 2. We're hoping it doesn't start raining, but Andrew's gone in with a finer grit, like 120.
Yep.
And he's just sanding things down again.
Okay, now that we got everything sand down, prepped, and everything's ready to go, we're going to give it some paint. Okay, now we've done all the sanding, primed it again, sanded it one more time with a final sanding of 120, and we're ready to paint. And it's the same color. What's this called?
I don't know, it's that minty green.
Anyways, we'll give it a little test shoot. There we go.
It's like so much darker now. During the day, it's like Monday morning or Monday evening. So this is the finished product of the chair. It is painted the minty green and then with black hardware. So that was that. It's taken a few days because we've been so super busy, but I love the result. I'm just gonna get a cushion to match it. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care.